Hi guys, we are back in Dreamlight Valley. It's been a minute since we were here and we have so much more still to do. Today I think we're going to go and unlock and level up as many characters as we can because I want this place to feel full of life. But I think to do that we're going to need to open some new biomes because I think it's limited with what we have at the minute. So should we start with the beach? So I headed to the beach and I realised the price it would cost me in Dreamlight would be extortionate. But it seems nobody else was going to chip in, so I didn't have much choice. This of course meant that Merlin had to get involved. Which actually makes me wonder, who are we paying all this dreamlight to? And why do they get to be so rich in magic? I guess the answer is that we're just using up magical energy or something and it's just going into nothing or wherever magic goes. But you know, it makes you think. But anyway, I got the beach open and I could not wait to explore. But Merlin had other plans. He wanted me to sort out some problem he was having with memories or memories fading. And for some reason he was blaming Ursula, the sea witch, even though she wasn't even there. But he wanted me to go and find her, just to make sure, and he thought she would be in a cursed cave. But right now I had other things on my mind, like exploring Dazzle Beach. And I did just that. But I soon realised I couldn't explore everything because there was these giant blue rocks that I just couldn't seem to do anything with. But that was a problem for another day. And the beach was pretty cool. At some point I might have to make it my home when I figure out how to do that. So once I'd explored everything and I'd opened every crate and got rid of all the night thorns, and I'd even opened another goofy market stall, I decided it was finally time to go and find Ursula. And it turned out she was in a cursed cave. But she didn't actually want to be there. She wanted to get out and she needed my help to do that, because apparently I'm the only one that knows how. Unlike everyone else who so far has expected me to do all of the work without really getting a lot in return, she was actually willing to pay me. Pay me in knowledge, but you know, knowledge is power. And if she was willing to tell me all the secrets of the forgetting, it's got to be worth unleashing an evil witch into my valley, right? So to free Ursula, I had to find the Orb of Power, which she had misplaced. And she'd lost it in another cave, which needed a crystal key, which thankfully Ursula had not lost, and she gave it to me. So I headed straight to the cave and I unlocked it, but I soon realised it wasn't going to be quite that simple. I had riddles to solve. The first was easy enough. I had to match the right coloured gems to the right statues, but I didn't have the gems, so I had to go mining first. Luckily that didn't take me too long, so I opened the first part of the cave, and then I was faced with another riddle. This riddle was about crops, and figuring out which ones I had to grow. So, one is underground, was a carrot. That was easy enough, it's the only underground veg I've seen so far. The next is golden brown, which I soon figured was wheat. And the last, this one confused me. This one, the clue was red and round, and I hadn't seen any crop like that so far. But then I remembered. Goofy sold tomato seeds, and that fitted the bill perfectly. I planted all of those and then I had to wait until they had fully grown before I could pass on to the next section of the cave. Which they eventually did, and I could get to the last riddle, which was cooking. With this one, all I had to do was cook a meal and eat it, which was easy enough, so I was finally through to the last part of the cave, where all I had to do was fish out the Orb of Power and put it back where it belongs. And then, apparently, Ursula is free. So, a good job done. I headed back to Merlin to tell him the good news. He didn't seem entirely happy about it. Apparently evil witches in your hometown isn't a good thing. But I assured him it would be fine, and went on my way happily. But then it turned out I had to actually pay for Ursula to move into the valley. And her house cost a lot of money. So I spent the coins, made Ursula's home, and yeah, she moved in. And I could turn my attention to getting some other characters. I figured that next, getting Moana and Maui into the valley would be a good idea, mostly because I'd done some research, Googled, and to get rid of the blue rocks, I needed Maui's help. So I headed back to the castle to have another conversation with Merlin about letting me access a new realm. This one I was really looking forward to because Moana is one of my favourite Disney movies. And I wasn't disappointed, the realm is beautiful. So I found Moana first, but she didn't seem too interested in hearing about my valley. She was far too focused on finding some good fishing spots. But she couldn't do that without help from me, of course. You do have to wonder how all of these Disney characters could have such epic adventures and achieve great things when it seems like they can't really do anything without, a helping hand from me. But Moana's canoe needed fixing, so I gathered everything and helped her fix it. But even that wasn't enough. I needed to enlist the help of Maui to achieve this fishing expedition. And he wasn't too keen on helping. Not until I'd fed his ego first. So Maui, happy for now, he upgraded my pickaxe so I could break the rocks that were in front of the canoe. And we could finally set sail. And finding some good fishing spots made Moana happy enough to come and live in my valley. Next, it was time to try and convince Maui to join us. He was much easier to please. All he wanted was food, and lots of it. So I cooked and delivered the meals to Maui, then I came home and cooked and delivered more food. And eventually Maui was full enough to consider coming to the valley, and he moved in. My next task was to level up both Moana and Maui to unlock more quests and rewards, and both of these characters have some really great rewards. First, I helped Moana get her fishing canoe fixed, so that she could go fishing and I could buy fish. Next, I leveled up Maui, and he got me to bury an eel for him, so I could have coconut trees. This was great, but not quite the prize I had my eye on. I knew there was a much better prize ahead, so I kept leveling him up, and finally I got there. I could do the quest that means Maui upgrades my pickaxe enough, and I can finally get rid of all of these blue rocks. So I was on a roll. Time for another character, this time Wallee, which is another of my favourite Disney movies. I mean, who am I kidding? Almost all of them are my favourite. But anyway, on to Wallee's realm, and this cute little robot was much easier to please than previous valley inhabitants. He needed help fixing his track so that he could move, and then I helped him clean up his realm, and planted some plants. Then he pretty much only needed to be shown that there was lots of plants and cool things in the valley, and then Wallee couldn't wait to move in. So I think that's about enough for this video. We made so much progress, and there is so much more to do. Next time I think we'll unlock the Glade of Trust and see what's going on in there. So subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Thank you for watching. Bye bye!